really getting a story of forbidden lovers here with this, with the King of Swords reversed and the Sun, and then we have the Knight of Swords. So what's kind of happening in this dynamic, or what has happened in this dynamic, it feels like it was almost out of your control and out of another person's control. It feels like within this dynamic, it's like I have all these plans and all these ideas of how we're going to maneuver this, how we're going to get through this, how we're going to work through this. But I'm not the one in charge. And this feels like both of you. So neither one of you were really in charge of the outcome of this forbidden love situation. You weren't the ones that got to make the decision. But then we have the Sun and we have the Knight of Swords. So there has been some kind of shift where it's like that mentality of this is out of my control, this is out of my hands, to I know what I want and we're going to go right on in for it. Charge. I'm kind of getting with these three cards that someone else put themselves in the position of power over being the decider of this love dynamic, if you two were going to be together or not. But this awakening, it's like you have all the power. You both have always had all the power. This wasn't, and that might not even be like another person. That could even be like just internal struggle of being like, this is out of my hands. I don't know what to do. I can't make a decision. I can't go forward with this. It's too much. It's too complicated. But it's like whatever those complications were, they're worse than whatever this is with not being together. Because we have Knight of Swords with the Sun. I'm determined. So what was kind of keeping you two in a forbidden lover situation here? Marrying for money. So there might be like a codependence energy here. Or feeling like you need to be dependent on another person. Establishing your own wealth. So that might be for one of you. And then we have bad reputation too. Someone might have felt like, I can't be with you because you're not stable enough. And one's like, well, you're like real fucking unstable. It's just a lot of instability, but maybe on different ways for both of you. But it felt like someone else was the decider, the thief. Like something or someone else was the decider that took this away, that robbed you both. Or you feel like you robbed yourselves out of this connection. Unfazed. It's like the lack of that determination of just going for what you really wanted and holding back, letting this parasite of the mind really eat away at the connection. You two allowed the parasite of your minds to like eat away at the connection. Very silent energy. I dropped a card, so give me a second. I'm gonna go find that. I apparently did not record the last part of that after I hit pause. The cards I'm getting here is that why it feels like this was almost taken from you two is there was some kind of consensus over one of you not very independent, very needy energy, codependent energy, just a pick-me kind of energy, marrying for money, I need you for your things kind of energy. And the other one, it was like on this other side, like real bad reputation, bad habits, playing in all of that stuff. And then feeling robbed of the connection because of it. You both were robbed from the growth that could have happened here. Now, you both have free will, of course, and you could have said F off to all of this, but you let that parasite of the mind really seep in. You might have been in a position where you needed to rely on other people, and therefore you were more gravitating towards listening to other people. You didn't choose. I was going to say you didn't listen to yourself, but you didn't choose to listen to yourself. Or you felt like that choice was kind of taken away from you. However that is, the blinders are coming off. Maybe you're not so bad. Maybe the things that scared us in this connection to create this like forbidden, like stay away from each other kind of energy, like that's no longer a problem. Someone's not partaking in all of these bad habits and someone else got a little bit of some independence, which is great. So the things that were a concern, at least to other people or the parasite of your own minds in here, are no longer concerns. The concern now is that you've been in this unfazing kind of energy. while you've been forbidden and you separated for all of the reasons that everything and everyone was pulling you two apart, it created this huge umbrella of silence. And now it's like it's time, full steam ahead. Let's charge into this. It's time to break that silence, is what I'm kind of getting, especially with the swords cards. It's a very communicative card. So it's time to break the silence over this forbidden love situation. The Star, a hope, a renewal. Whatever those things were that were concerns, they're no longer concerns anymore. Whether you were having them about yourselves or about the other person, or other people were having about the other person or about yourselves, everything that used to be a concern to keep you two forbidden from each other is no longer a concern. In fact, it's looked at very favorably. Like the connection of who you two are now, or whatever position you found yourselves in, the connection is favored now. Also, everything's glitching, and obviously TikTok's like not really working that great, so please go follow me over on YouTube, Baked Period Brunch, because this thing could all go down tomorrow. Yeah. There is definitely someone in this connection, maybe even both of you, that just feel like there could be a win here. After all of this silence, after all of this time, a renewal could happen because we're not the same people. Because we're not the same people. The things that drove us apart are no longer concerns anymore. Yeah. It's no longer a concern. We have that anxiety, like it's a nightmare. It's not real. It's not something that would plague us now. So we still have this love here, and we don't have the roadblocks anymore. Someone's about to just sneak out and run towards you. Communication is on its way. Let's go to part 2 and figure out what's going on there.